Well, hello and welcome to this week's Material Musings. So I was aware, after I'd finished last week's, that I hadn't shown you any of the dolls that I had been making and looked through some of the fabrics which you may have been hoping to do. This is some of it's stuff that I've collected, some of it's materials that I've been sent, and it's just really to look at what I can maybe dress the dolls in. Oh, and I could make some miniature clothes. Not that, yeah, and they're not going to complain about the fit or anything. So anyway, so let's just have a look. We'll pick out some of the fabrics. It might even be some of the smaller pieces that I shared last week. Some of the shapes that could maybe be the thing that really kicks off, you know, the wear or what the actual doll is going to wear. So maybe we'll just get on with it, shall we? And I will be glad to see, you know, do you make dolls? Have you been creating, dyeing your own fabrics? Have you been, you know, eco dyeing? What have you been doing? You know, leave a comment down below. And also, okay, so here is the first one. The bag that they were in has kind of disintegrated, and this one's got some spotting on it, but I can maybe throw that in the machine, and yeah, I'm going to throw it in the machine anyway before I start to stitch. And she's got some writing on there, and I've done some writing. We've got some circles on here. Mustard seed faith. She realized that she needed faith, and here we've got bird on my shoulder. But the doll measures, let me see, let's see, $16". Yeah, so she's going in the machine. Let's see what else we've got. We've got just kind of like a bust. So potentially I would paint the face and then add some fabric to her. I could use some of my some of the faces that I had done using my stamps. I don't think it's in here. No, it's not in there. But you know my what do you call it? Art foamies. So I've stamped quite a few of them out, so I could attach the face, could do that, and then add some fabric to the body, you know, get some slow stitching done, and then make a kind of fitted garment there. And look at some of the painted fabric that I've got. Yeah, so that's that one. She's not got any spotting on. I think it's the material, actually. Let's see. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look what I'm going for here. Oh, so you need to jump in the machine as well. So the stuffing is just that fibre fill. You know, the fibre that you would get in, you'd put it in pillows. And then what I did here was to take scraps of jeans material. It almost looks like a dungarees, this kind of area, but obviously it's just like scraps. And I was sewing it directly on to this piece, so maybe this piece will have scraps attached to it. Again, it's got spotting, so I'm going to put it in the machine and just brighten it up a bit. there's more. Ooh, look at this one. Yeah, let me see how tall. See, because I'd, as I said, I was, you know, getting really excited about making. It's 14 inches. And I made all these figures and then I jumped on something else. So I'm going to put them in a gentle wash and get them brightened up. And this one, similar kind of thing. See, if the bag they were in hadn't ripped and it's quite humid in my studio, especially where they were. So anyway, but yeah, this one's gonna get a little treatment as well. But she's partially dressed. So to this I would have added her face. This is is that the back or the front? If that's the back, but she's got really low cut. So I was probably, where I was going with this was probably going to add some jewellery and stitch it and all of that. So there's still that. So these particular dolls that I'm looking to make are going to be ones that can be hung as opposed to be standing up. They're not going to be able to stand up, but they're going to be able to be hung on the wall. And they're going to have, you know, some additional embellishments as I explained. Oh my goodness, that's where it is. You see? Look at that. I mean, look at that. This is where my travel iron went. I was looking for this. I was just like, I know it's going to turn up one day. I couldn't fathom. It was under my stairs that are behind me. I think this is rusted. Is it rusted? No, it can open. There we go. I was looking for this. Oh my. Look at that. It's a little travel iron that I used to use in the studio. Obviously hadn't used it for a long time. But now that it's resurfaced, the bag that it was in, I'm just going to again throw that in the washing machine. And then I have another bag that's got some mysterious things in there. Should we look at them together? Okay, so we've got an old cassette tape that these are filled with, it's either rice or lentils or something like that. Some tissues. Look. Maybe I was thinking of, you know, like when I said I was going to dress one of these. Ooh, look at that. This is not something I would wear on my skin, but this would look amazing on that, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously, you know, get the face, the hair, the whatever. Ooh, that's made me really want to start working on these. Okay, so we've got that. We've got a cat. Oh my gosh, this is like 30 something years old. And now she's found a home on my desk. We've got a mini journal that I made many moons ago, just out of card. It's not stitched, but it's bound with these beads and yarn. Yeah, do you want to come in? Come in so you can see what this looks like. It doesn't look like we're going to get to stitch the dolls because I'm not going to rush working on them. So now we've found them, we can wash them. But look. Oh. So I was finding it difficult to, and there's just a broad flip chart marker. Is it still? active. Let me see. Yeah, it's still working. Okay, that's cool. That'll be used in journals. So I'll put... Looks like we're going to have to come back next week with the dolls, because we'll put them to wash. But look at this. So, and this is something that I could potentially do for myself. So this, I bought this, and if you look, you can see, obviously, it's like selection of beads. And it's holding this pendant made from shell. Now, I was finding it difficult to wear silver, gold, anything on my skin, any metals, and I can maybe for an hour, but if it goes over that, it irritates my skin. So I never thought that I could put beads together like this and make a chain. And that's one of the things I'm definitely going to do. And then I can also, this should be able to come out there. I can use this for other things, but I've got loads of beads that I can potentially use. So that was a lovely find, and this is going to be used on one of the dolls. I found my travel iron. Look at that. Found my travel iron, an old cassette tape, some maracas. This is, you know, a nice little toy that would, I don't know, give hours of pleasure to, I don't know, a little child. And a cassette tape. I really wonder what's on there, but I don't have a player. Ooh, do I have a player? There may be an old one knocking about. And we are excited about, as I said, the dolls that I can potentially work on. And I could do some more. I'd probably, looking at these ones that I've done, I'd probably do them looser, not so kind of tight. The way that I did these was, you know, you get the template back and front, and then I stitched them together with my sewing machine and stuffed it and then hand stitched this bit. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying about, you know, the supplies that you have, going into them, looking at them, seeing what you could potentially do with them, inspiring yourself, coming back and working on them, and finding ways in which, you know, maybe when you made them years ago and put them down, maybe you weren't really inspired, but now you come back, there's additional things you want to do. Ooh. Yeah, I've got some things kicking about in my mind that I'm thinking maybe I will try. So I'm really pleased about that. I couldn't for the life of me remember, and maybe that's also my studio saying you need to tidy up, because where it was, there's a space for me to make another shelf, a deeper shelf. So I might create some shelving, just like the small bookcases that I made. You know, you can make one fairly easy, or get a trolley. That's it. I might get a trolley with drawers that fits under there. Anyway, so you'll have to come back next week and see how far I've got with some of these dolls. I might wash them and they don't hold up with the stitching. I'll put it on a gentle wash and then sun dry it, and just experiment with them. Yeah, so I hope that has been useful. Dive into your stuff, look at things that you've neglected. I've also found an alternative which is just going to be fantastic for I want to wear more jewellery, I want to wear more of the jewellery that I have, and so I have to alter them by changing the clasps and things like that. So that's given me a really great idea going forward. Even something like this I could attach, you know, and then I could wear it. This I would have to put on clothes. I'd have to put, this couldn't touch my skin. It would have to just touch the clothes. But yeah, it's an interesting, bubbly kind of, and it's interesting to look at how it's been put together. So they're a collection of balls with a, come in. I like doing that as well, like looking at how something's put together. So they've each got a little kind of hole that a wire's gone through, and that's holding them together. So if I did take them apart, I could potentially, with these ones, make earrings, because it's light enough, as opposed to having it as a cluster like this. I could make it a mini cluster and put it, it would fit better on the doll as a mini cluster rather than try and use the whole thing. And I can get some earrings from this for myself as well. Actually, we might do that. Yeah. Anyway, so there you have it. Nice selection of dolls now to work on, create some clothes for, and see how far I can take them. See if the vision that I had for them, whether I can execute that, and just have fun knowing that I found my travel iron. And I've got some other things that I can play with and work on and add to projects, and yeah. So take care for now, and I'll see you again.